Greetings, everyone. This is Pamela Lorenzo, your host, your friend, your coach. Today, we're kicking off day 3 of the November class for the 5-day Profitable Podcast Launch Challenge. It's a class for the UK, Europe. And today is going to be really, really powerful one because today we're going to be creating live your high-ticket offer. All right. So let's get going. Do you see my screen?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. So as I said in the beginning, everything builds from the previous day. So yesterday, we looked at identifying your zone of genius. And
Yeah.
because we need to know what is that one specific pain point that you can solve and for who. And today we're going to take that, your zone of genius, and we're going to literally craft your irresistible offer today. And that's what you're going to be doing today. So today I'm going to be showing you how to craft your irresistible Godfather offer, which will be built around that one specific pain point that you're solving and addressing to your
Mm-hmm.
offer, podcast, business, YouTube channel, marketing, and messaging and everything you do. And then I'm going to also introduce you to a very, very, very powerful principle of business that your offer, your business must have. If it doesn't have it, it's not a business. And that is having a quantifiable, measurable end result. That is an absolute non-negotiable that any business must have if it wants to be a business. All right. First of all, any questions from yesterday? Berta?
Yeah. Uh, the it was so clear, but there's one question that I always
Sure.
ask.
Mm.
Um, you I know we're supposed to have the specific, like our avatar, specifically. If you have one specific avatar that you can help, those you can help,
Mm.
it's better than having multiple. I always struggle to decide on one because I have like three
Okay.
areas that I constantly have
Mm.
to deal with, like the internationally educated healthcare professionals,
Yeah.
constantly dealing with them. And then marriage and relationship too, I am
Mm.
constantly dealing with them. So whenever I'm asked which is the area that
Mm.
I'm going to handle, I have both in mind, and I don't know which one to put aside because every day I talk about one today, I get invited to talk about one today. The following day is the other.
Yeah.
So how do I handle such a thing?
That's an excellent question. And as I mentioned
Mm,
yesterday on day 2, the way to do that, sure, most of us, if not all of us, we have multiple areas that we can excel, that we can really build a business around. But what we're doing here is to see what can be one thing for us to build a very impactful, fulfilling, and profitable business. And that is built around your zone of genius. So if you have 2 or 3 areas that you're really passionate about, one of the exercises I gave you is take a piece of paper, uh,
mm,
blank piece of paper, create columns. Each column represents one major, heartbreaking, negative chapter of your life. And then for each of those chapters, you just put 1 or 2 keywords that summarize what these chapters are about. And at the bottom, you draw a line and you ask these 3 questions. What was that trying to teach me? What was the lesson for me to learn to that? And what was that trying to tell me? Once you filled all of that piece of paper in full, then you stare at it. You stare at it, you see which one triggers you the most, which one evokes the most visceral reaction in you. And the one that brings the most painful memories, that triggers you the most, that evokes the most visceral reaction in you, guess what? That is your zone of genius. So see that
right.
which one is the one. Basically, if you want to build a business
Yeah.
around a major life challenge in your life, take a look back at your life. Which was the most
Mm,
painful, the most tragic, the most heartbreaking challenge
yeah.
that you, Berta, as well
Yeah.
as all of us in here, Barbara, um, Minnie, Mimi, myself, and all of us, we've overcome. And because whatever you had to go through, it didn't happen to you, but for you. You had to go through it so you could learn the lessons, become better and wiser, and then take those lessons, those gifts, and share them with the people that are currently going through that. Because the best is your avatar is not a fictional character. Your avatar is the version of you, Berta, that is
Mm.
just a few steps behind you. The version of you that was when you're at your lowest, when you were going through that very heartbreaking, very painful, very tragic part of your life. Build your business for that version of you because that's ultimately your avatar. You're trying to help that person. And
Yeah.
and your goal is once you do that, then you will be able to help the people that are currently going through that very same thing. Because when
I
someone is
see.
looking to hire a coach and invest a few $1,000s, pounds, or euros, they're not looking for a disconnected billionaire. What they're looking for is someone that is just one, two, three, or four steps ahead of them. Someone that successfully walked in their shoes, overcame exactly what they're currently going through. Does that make sense?
So I'll ask the question then, because the two areas I gave you, one of them, I went through very painful ordeal to jump the hurdles, like the education, internationally educated healthcare professional. I have gone through the tough time. I know what others are facing. But when it comes to the marriage, I've gone through all positive relationship and marriage. I haven't really gone through the challenging bit. I'm using my experience in positivity and what I've
Mhm.
learned and how I've supported those who have gone through challenging bit. But I haven't encountered bitter, challenging marriage bit. So from what you are saying, possibly maybe the professional one can resonate well with those who are in that situation because with the marriage, though I help them, so like some of them might say, you really don't understand because you've had it all cozy. This
Yes.
month is my 29th year anniversary.
Yes.
And then it's all cozy because I learned the right path right from the beginning.
Mm.
And luckily for me, I haven't gotten through any uh, challenging bit with that. And it's all like knowing the right step to take and it's working for me. So looking at that, though I've written books about both areas, it looks like the professional one is emotional. When you read it, feeling what I felt, it's
Yes.
quite emotional. People do say before you realize that, so you can still do it after going through all
Yes.
that.
You're absolutely right.
Mm,
And yes, you've been blessed to have had only positive in marriage, absolutely. But you haven't really experienced the negatives. Let's, for example, let me give you another similar but silly example. Can me
mm.
as a guy become a successful pregnancy coach? Can I learn it? Sure. But can I really experience it? No, because I'm not a woman, I'm a man. I can never experience that. So it's disconnect. So in the same vein,
Mm,
you've been blessed to have had a positive, beautiful, lasting marriage for almost 30 years,
Did they say anything
but you
backwards
haven't
at
really
the end?
experienced any of the negatives. So you can't really, I wouldn't say understand, but you can't really relate what someone who's going through a rocky marriage right now is going through it. Does it make sense?
I do know. Yeah, it makes sense. But I think, well, it's learning it is not the same as learning and experiencing
Yes, it's not
and
the same.
supporting, it's not the same as really going
Yeah.
through and working it out.
Yeah. Because again, when someone is looking to invest in a coach, they want someone who's gone through the same challenges that they've currently facing.
Mm, okay, okay, okay. So I will start with that,
Yeah.
maybe,
All right.
because
Keep your questions for the end because I still have a lot
yeah,
of content to go through. And
yeah,
if you want, we can do a one-on-one next week, you and me, to go to help you with that. But let
yeah.
me keep
I
going.
get you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Cool. You're welcome. So when it comes to and that what we did now is a perfect segue to what I'm going to be talking now, and that is how to select what niche should you select, what niche should you choose, what do you build your business upon?
Mm,
Well, if you the truth is, it's not about selecting a niche. It's not about what to build a business around. It's simply about your skills, your talents, your expertise, your
mm,
experiences, your wisdom, essentially your gifts
mm.
and your zone of genius. Because
That's
we are
right.
looking at all of those especially our zone of genius, so we can help one very specific person with one very specific pain point. And all of that is built and based around your zone of genius. Simple as that. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, the number one reason why most entrepreneurs online fail is because they lack clarity. They want to help everyone with all of the issues. However, helping everyone with all of issues, that's something that you will end up helping nobody. And that's why those that are doing that will fail. Instead, what we need is to have laser focused clarity so we can be very clear. Here's a very powerful test. Imagine that, well, I wish the people here on the call were there to really get going interaction, but whatever. We'll do just me and you. Imagine you're sitting at a dining table with people, and the person next to you leans towards you and says, and asks you, "Hey, Berta, what do you do?" The typical question now. If you start your answer with, "Well, it's kind of complicated," or "Let me tell you a story," or "This is how it happened," then let me tell you, you're off to a wrong start, because it means you don't even know what you're doing yourself. You're not really clear.
That's true.
Instead, what we want is to be able to answer that question in such a way, one or two sentences, in such a clear way that it answers all the questions. So it's very clear. So the person that asks you that question, the only question in their mind now is, wow, what's the next step? How can you help me? When do we start? As opposed to what is it, doing what, how long, and so on and so forth. And this is what we're going to be doing today to have that laser focus clarity. Because again, if you cannot answer this simple question, so what do you do? In a clear way, so that the person fully understand exactly what you do without having to ask you for more follow-up or clarification questions, then I'm sorry to say it, but you don't have a business. Because again, business, especially online, is all about one thing: clarity, clarity, clarity. That's why I said clarity is the name of the game. As I mentioned, clarity is the name of the game. Now, on the flip side, there's a very real and very, very, very expensive cost to lack of clarity. Let's take a look into that. So, for example, for you, Berta, and anyone else listening to this later, I want you to ask yourself this very powerful question. How much is not having clarity in your offer and your business costing you and your business each and every single month? I really want you guys to ask yourself that question. And furthermore, how much per transaction is that costing you? How much more can you charge if you did have a laser focused clarity? And how much money are you leaving on the table just because you don't have clarity yourself and your offer in your business? I want all of us, myself included, to ask ourselves those powerful questions, because those questions will take us further along in the right direction, will move the needle in the right direction, so we can reach that non-negotiable laser focused clarity in our offer. So, for example, for you, Berta, quickly, short answer. How much is it costing you by not having clarity in your business each month?
I know it's thousands.
Easy.
Because if I can simply, like what you just said, say I help internationally educated healthcare professionals to integrate culturally very well, to adapt, for professional adaptation, cultural integration, settle in, professional development, leadership prep, to make sure they are where they're supposed to be, to earn the amount they're supposed to earn, worth their value, experience, and knowledge. So with that, then they can say, wow, okay,
Yes.
how can you help me to be
And
there?
absolutely, I love that. And then today, by the end of this call, I will show you exactly how to take that initial sentence and make it really short and laser focused.
Punchy.
Exactly, exactly. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Thank you.
So here's a very powerful principle that I learned the hard way. Your customer, your client has to care about the problem before they can care about the solution, you and your offer. Let me repeat that. Your client, your customer has to care about the problem before they can care about the solution, you and your offer. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is that our number one task as a coach, as a mentor, as an activator, as a big brother, big sister, is to educate. Educate our audience as to what is the problem that and understanding the problem they're facing, why it's here, and what would happen if they don't take any drastic action to fix it. That's the number one task, because first they need to understand what, because we all have problems that we may not be aware of. We don't fully understand. You, me, everybody. So your number one task is to make them understand and realize what is the problem. Why the problem is here in the first place, what's causing it, what's going to happen if they don't take any drastic and immediate action. Because once they reach that, then they will come to the conclusion themselves. Wow, it's a lot more serious than I thought. So tell me, Bertha, how do we fix this? They will ask you, as opposed to you asking them, do you want me to help you? No, they will ask you. So Bertha, please, how can you help me? How can we solve that? And that happens.
I'm loving it.
That happens because, you know, why most entrepreneurs fail is because as soon as they meet someone new, as soon as they say, hi, my name is such and so, nice to meet you, they start pitching right away. And that's a wrong way. That turns people off. Instead, really invest the time to get to know them. Even before that, get to know them, to build that trust, so that you can educate them. Why is a problem here? What is a problem? Why is a problem in the first place? What's going to happen if they don't take any immediate action to fix it? Because once they fully understand what the problem is, then guess what? That's when they start to care about the solution.
That's right.
And because you were the one to make them fully understand what is a problem, guess what? They view you as the source of the solution, because you were the one that took the time to educate them. You become by default the expert, the authority, the leader, and the go-to person. This is how you stand out, and this is how you win. Does that make sense?
It makes so much sense.
Good.
Too.
So we have our two main tasks. The first one, as I mentioned, is to educate. What is a problem? Why it's here? What's going to happen if we don't fix it? And the second task is, once we've educated them, we need to make them believe and understand and realize that they can do it. Because whenever we all look to invest in something or do something, the ultimate question we all ask ourselves in our head is, can I do it? Sure, you did it, he did it, she did it, they did it, but what about me? Can I do it despite my busy schedule? These are the two main tasks. Number one, make them understand what is a problem so they care about the solution. And because you were the one that took the time to educate them, guess what? You become by default their expert. Whoops.
True.
We'll ask you, hey, Bertha, Barbara, Mimi, Minnie, Payment, how can we fix this? Can you help me? Without you even having to pitch. And then the next step is make them believe, understand, realize, and see that they can do it. And we do that by giving them a taste of a win, no matter how small, as soon as possible. A tiny win. It doesn't have to change their life. Just a tiny win in the right direction. Let's say someone wants to, before next summer, they want to lose, I don't know, 20 pounds so they can fit into the sexy jeans or sexy dress. That's not going to happen over time. Instead, show them how to lose those first 2 or 3 pounds in the next 7 days. Show me how to lose those first 2 pounds in the next 7 days to really get me going. Hey, because that's going to do magic. Hey, it works for me. I can do it. And once they see they can do it, they will be more motivated to keep going. And before you know it, they get the result. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense.
Awesome. So again, as I mentioned, our number one task is to educate our audience. Again, I'm spending a lot of time on that because that is very, very, very important to educate your audience. That's your number one task. And in order to achieve that, we need to educate the client on these four things. Number one, what is a specific problem they're facing? The reason why the problem exists in the first place, and then the consequence of the problem, and the ultimate negative outcome as a result of inaction. What will happen if you don't do anything about it? So these are the four things that we need to really hone in to really help them understand. And in order to do that, you need to be able first yourself to have yourself successfully overcome that yourself. Because you cannot, even if you spend 10 years trying to learn something, you will not be able to know all of the reasons because you have not lived it. You have not experienced it. And as I said before, then the second big step, once you made them understand what is a problem, is to make them believe, realize, and see that they can do it. That's the ultimate question. If you can make them believe that they can do it and make them believe, see, realize, and understand they can do it, game over. You don't even need to sell. They will ask you, so Berta, Barbara, Mimi, what's the next step? How do we start? How can you help me? And in order to achieve that, this is why we must have a laser focused clarity as to what is that one specific pain point that we are solving and for who, and what is a dream outcome that they're going to get and how long is going to get them to get there. So these are the four elements. What is the pain point, for who, what is the dream outcome, and how long is going to get them to reach that. And give them a taste of a small win as soon as possible. Even 7 days. Even if you can, the shorter the amount of time that you can get them a taste of a win, the more they will pay you. Because people pay the big money for two things. One, transformation, and two, speed. For example, the program that I have, this 5-day challenge, I can turn it very easily into a 4-year undergraduate program because there's so much information. But do you have 4 years to go to a program? I don't. I don't want to spend 4 years to learn about that. Instead, do it in 5 days, 1 hour a day. See what I mean? Condense it. Speed, time. So again, give them a taste of a small win as soon as possible. And that's where things will happen. Because again, even a small win will reinforce in their mind that they believe that they can do it. And once they see that they can do it, there's nothing stopping them from joining your program or whatever you're selling. Yes, Berta.
Thank you so much. I just want to say I have muted myself now. I'm at the restaurant at the corner
Yeah, no
somewhere
worries.
at the restaurant.
No worries.
So when it's time to talk, I will unmute myself. Noise, they're coming around with talking. So
Absolutely.
I
No
can
worries, my
thank
friend.
you.
No
I
worries. No worries.
appreciate.
Very welcome. Let me move on. So now let's take a look as to, once we've established all of that, this which is the foundation of what we're going to be doing today, let's take a look at what is an irresistible Godfather offer. First of all, the keys to a Godfather offer, to an irresistible offer. A Godfather offer is, as per the words of the guy that coined it, Alex Hormozy, it's an offer so good that people would feel stupid saying no to. That's what a Godfather offer is. So in order to achieve that and to craft your irresistible offer, Godfather offer, once again, we need laser focused clarity on these key points. Number one, what is that one specific pain point that you, Berta, you, Barbara, you, Minnie, you, Mimi, me, Payment, and so on and so forth, we are addressing and solving through our business, our offer, our podcast, our messaging, and everything we're doing. That's number one. What's a pain point you're solving? For who? And then this is another big one. How long? The time frame. How long is it going to get them to achieve that desired outcome, because people want to know how long is it going to take me. If it's 2 years, I don't have the time. If it's 2 weeks, yes, I can. So again, these are the non-negotiable factors in creating our irresistible Godfather offer. And to move on, again, let me go deeper into that. And I've been saying this since the start of this challenge on Monday, 3 days ago, 2 days ago. Again, one very specific pain point, not 25, one specific pain point for one very specific person. We're not trying to solve all of the issues for everyone, because if we do that, it would be absolutely futile. You would go nowhere, because clarity is the name of the game. The more clarity you have, the more magnetic your message will be, the more transformation you offer will be, and ultimately the more profitable your business will be. Simple as that. So again, clarity as to the one pain point, clarity as to who exactly, and as I mentioned, your avatar is not some fictional character. Your avatar is simply yourself a few steps ago, as you when you were at your lowest, when you were going to that painful, heartbreaking, tragic, whatever challenge that you went through yourself. Because again, we are now taking the lessons we learned from going through that to help the people that are currently going through that. That person is our avatar. That's the only person we can help, because that's a person that we understand the best, because that's literally us just a few steps ago. This is very important. And then the last, and this is what having a quantifiable, measurable end result is all about. This is a non-negotiable of a successful business. If your business doesn't have a quantifiable, measurable end result, I'm sorry, but you don't have a business. It's a hobby. So here's what a quantifiable, measurable end result has to have. What is it you're offering? Meaning, what pain point you're solving, for who, doing what, and how long. So your offer, when you said earlier that you help internationally educated men and women, I want you to incorporate these 4 elements. What is it you do, for who, doing what, and how long. Your statement must have all of these 4 key elements in order for it to be successful. Does it make sense? If it misses 81 of them, then, for example, my statement is, I help authors, coaches, and speakers to get the first or next high-ticket client to their very own podcast in as little as 30 days, even if they're starting with 0 audience. It's very clear. What is it for? What for who? What is it? Doing what, and how long? Clear?
Clear.
All right. Again, a recap. The more clarity you have in your messaging and offer, the more your message will be magnetic, the more your offer will be compelling, the more your program will be transformational. Ultimately, the more your business will be profitable. This is the circle. Very, very powerful. You must do that. And you do that by having laser focused clarity. Here are some examples from previous students of successful, quantifiable, measurable end results, or QMER, as I like to say it. For example, when I first started my program, it was very simple. Launch a profitable podcast in 3 weeks. Then it evolved into monetize your podcast in 30 days after launch. Another way of it is find your first paying client in 30 days through LinkedIn or Facebook. Or lose 10 pounds in as little as 30 days with only one exercise and 10 minutes a day. This is very specific. Another one, a business I used to be involved in before. Find, source, select, and launch your first product on Amazon within 90 days. Very specific. So here's a formula. There's 2 versions of it. The first version is, I help your avatar solve specific problem with proven solution and a given time period guaranteed.
I should have my business is being recorded. Yeah.
Yes. You can have the recording, plus you have access to all the slides. So don't get distracted with taking notes. Just pay attention. because you'll get the recording and the slides maybe half an hour after this call. So the
Yeah.
first version is this. The second version is this. I help client avatar dream outcome without pain, fear, and time period guaranteed. So when do you use each one? The first version is if you already have a successful existing business with social proof, with testimonials, then you emphasize on the dream outcome because you have the social proof and the results to back you up. Now, if you're starting a brand new business or starting a brand new offer, then you do the second one, which is I help client avatar dream outcome without pain, fear, and time period, guaranteed. And this one, you emphasize on them avoiding the pain. As Tony Robbins mentioned, the two most powerful driving force in every human interaction is the twin towers of pain, going toward pleasure and avoiding pain. Most people will spend more time and money trying to get away from pain than towards pleasure. So if you're starting a new business or if it's a new offer without any testimonial and social proof, then use the second one. Focus on them avoiding the pain. If it's an existing successful business or offer and you have tons of testimonials, then focus on the dream outcome. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Here's some more examples of real life, quantifiable, measurable, irresistible Godfather offers. I help female executives over 40 years old experience greater health, reverse diabetes without drugs and expensive medical bills. That's very specific. Another one, I help male entrepreneurs in the 40s and 50s get their first paying client within 30 days using the power of Facebook groups. Another one, I help busy moms in the 30s lose one dress size in 30 days in as little as 30 days without going to the gym with only 1 5-minute exercise per day. Another one, I help single dads find, select, source, and launch the first product on Amazon within 90 days. Here's another one, very powerful one. I help introverted entrepreneurs gain unshakable confidence and land a TEDx talk without any presentation experience in as little as 30 days. So take a look at these existing successful irresistible offers. And I'm not saying copy, but craft. Get inspired so you can craft your irresistible Godfather offer in the same format using these two formulas. All right. So again, here's my example of my offer over time. The previous version of my offer was I help authors, coaches, and speakers with a tiny or no audience at all launch a profitable podcast / YouTube channel to get leads on demand and clients organically in as little as 60 days. Very clear. Then it evolved into I help authors, coaches, and speakers get the first or next client to the very own profitable podcast YouTube channel, even if you have no audience to start with, in as little as 60 days. Very specific. So take again this formula. If you have already an existing business with successful offers and lots of testimonials, use the first formula, which is all focusing on the dream outcome. If it's a new offer, a new business, focus on the second, which is on helping your clients avoid the pain. Clear? Go ahead, Rita.
Yeah. So at the moment, I don't know where my one will belong to. I'm helping them, but it's not a business. I have testimonials and all that, but I have not formulated it as I have a business name and everything, but I've not got paying clients at the moment. I've got
Okay.
testimonials. So I'm in between. How do I
So
treat
these
it?
testimonials, what kind of testimonials are they? Are they written testimonials or video?
Written one more than 100. I have recorded
Okay.
recorded ones, and I've got the audio ones.
Okay. So that's beautiful. What I would recommend is get as many video testimonials because video testimonials is absolutely gold. Doesn't have to be long, just 30 to 60 seconds. and then plaster those on your website, plaster those on your social media, plaster those on your email, on everything you do. So
Yeah,
for
they are not
you,
clear. The
ah,
video ones, I don't know, most of them are not very clear because they are just come in from different countries, different accents. I've got some of them are long, like maybe 2 minutes, but the message there is so small.
okay,
I don't know how to handle it, but
all
I
right.
have them.
So what I would tell you is, again, inside the academy, you're inside the academy. There's an entire section on testimonials with actual script. So I will share that with you. You have access
Okay.
to that. You just simply follow that. And from now on, just go back to these people that you've helped and ask them, hey, I just launched my podcast. I loved working with you. And I would love to showcase you as one of my first guests, as opposed to you trying to chase them and asking them, hey, can you please do me a favor and send me a new testimonial? No, they may do it, but you have to ask a few times, and that's not a good
They
place to
won't.
be. So
They
instead,
won't do.
you simply say, hey, Mary, John, Barbara, whatever their name is, guess what? I just launched my podcast and I loved working with you. And I would love for you to be one of
Mm,
my first guests. You get them on the podcast, they will say yes, they will be chasing you. And then on the call, you just ask them the 2 or 3 questions that you need to ask them to get a fresh
mm,
new testimonials from them in a good quality. And then once you have those
okay.
testimonials, you plaster them all over your website and social media.
Okay. So it becomes like conversational testimonial
Mm.
instead of recorded one. Sorry, I'll chip in this question quickly. How long do you think a recorded testimonial should last? And professionally, how long should it be?
I would say the shorter they are, the better. 60 to 90
Mm,
seconds. You don't want them to be 20 minutes because people don't have 20 minutes. People are busy. 60 to 90 seconds.
okay.
You ask him 2, 3 questions. What I do is when I talk to someone, as long as I've helped them, I ask them, hey, would you mind we did a quick 60, 90-second testimonial and ask him this question. How was this call being helpful? What was the pain point you were facing before? And now that you have this breakthrough, how is this going to help you moving forward? And the last question I ask him is, if someone is facing the same challenge as you, would you recommend them having a chat with me? These are the questions I ask for a testimonial.
Perfect. Perfect. I get it. So I give them the question in advance. This one, I just said record like less than 60
Yeah.
seconds, something about how you see my support for you. So they
Yeah,
just say anything. But with this clarity, maybe 4 or 3 specific questions to
that's
them
it.
that they should record if even I'm not interrupting every now and
Yeah,
then.
exactly.
Get answers to this question.
You ask him, what
Mm,
was the pain point they were facing? First of all, how was this call or working with you been helpful? What was the pain point they were facing? How was them working with you help them get the breakthrough? And now that they have this breakthrough and this insight as a result of working with you, how is this going to help them moving forward? And the last question, if someone is in the same position they are, that they
would they
were rather,
recommend?
would they recommend them to have a chat with you? Very simple,
Amazing.
short,
Thank
sweet.
you.
Very welcome. All right, let's move on. Here's another very powerful principle. Your number one task. I don't know if you remember, Jay always says, sorry, Jay is my coach. He always says, focus on your MMAs. MMAs being your money making activities. Don't spend 6 years just on the color of your button or a logo. Instead, focus on the task that's gonna be the most important in your business, gonna get you the clients and sales and revenue the most. And what is gonna be your highest task? The task with the highest ROI is gonna be for you to make offers. By offer, I mean talking to your prospect, because again, offer creations is simply wealth creation. The more offer you create, the more money you will make. As simple as that. Now, does it make sense? All right, cool. Now let's move on. Let's create your irresistible offer, your Godfather Irresistible Offer. Again, it must have the following thing. It must have a quantifiable, measurable end result, which is what is it you're doing, for who, doing what, and how long. You must have those four elements in your offer. Because once you have that, it's very clear and the person knows exactly what you're doing. And if you talk to the right people, they will feel like, wow, that's exactly what I need. Can you help me? Make sense? All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, awesome, awesome. We're done for today. Well done. I invite you and anyone, especially Barbara and Loni, but not the same person, book a time with me, one-on-one call to further brainstorm to see how we can implement that into your business. And I'd love to help you to get to know you more and help you with your business because I would nothing more than for you to take your gift, your zone of genius, and build around those a very impactful, a deeply transformational, and widely profitable business for you and your families. So book a call with me. I'll share my Calendly on the WhatsApp group, and please forward that to Barbara, Berta, and to Lonib, whatever I don't know how you pronounce that. So here's a sneak peek into tomorrow. So as I said, tomorrow is going to be this. As I said at the beginning, this we can launch a profitable podcast in 3 easy steps. Step one is the foundation, which is what we'll be doing in the first 3 days. Tomorrow we're going to be doing in the tech side, which is we're going to talk about what kind of microphone accessories you need, how do you record, how to format your podcast, creating a YouTube channel, creating your cover art, your thumbnails, and so on and so forth, recording and editing. Tomorrow is going to be tech day. We're going to cover everything tech related. So
Oh, perfect. Amazing. I don't want to miss tomorrow. Tomorrow I have
now,
teaching all morning. Are we starting at 11 tomorrow?
tomorrow we're going to either 11 or 12, but it's going to be recorded as always.
Mm. I would like to join you so I can ask questions. But I
Yes,
have
yes.
I have an audit and I'm going to teach
Mm,
uh, around 12 o'clock.
yeah,
So I have to be preparing. I'll join in. I'll work it out.
absolutely. I know you will. Any questions
Amazing.
about today?
Thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. So thank you, Berta. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Lone Leap. I really hope this has been helpful and eye-opening for you guys, especially for Barbara and Lone Leap. I haven't had any chance to interact with you guys. Um, submit your question to me directly on WhatsApp. Send them my WhatsApp directly, Berta, if they feel more comfortable doing so.
Mhm.
I'd be happy to help them. So anyway, see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Amazing.
See you.
Thank you. And you too.
Very
It's a
welcome.
morning for you as well, where
Sorry?
you are. Where you are, is it morning or
No,
afternoon?
it's 8:30 p.m. right now in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur,
Oh,
and tomorrow
oh wow.
I'll be in Vietnam.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you
I'll be
travel a lot
flying
then.
tomorrow afternoon. It's a short flight, 3 hour flight.
Oh,
So
I see. All the best.
thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you, my
Catch you
friend. See you
tomorrow. Bye
tomorrow. Yes,
bye.
take care.
See
Bye
you.
bye.